Uh, Probably gonna hear my dryer. Doesn't matter. What we're gonna do is just talk about a few things. And then I'm gonna write a few things first though. But anyways, that video right there, it's not what it's just it's not real. Okay, listen. The main thing that we have to look at is this. Radio and TV, and another one is this, is the newspapers. You know, and seriously, if we follow the roots or the seeds, what are the fruits of that? What did they produce? See, I'm going to get you to think. What has that produced? Because if we're looking at Scripture, that's basically what it says. Just look at the fruits of whatever it is. Okay? So if we can go back through history a little bit at a time, you know, there was beepers, pay phones, you know, landlines, those are gone. You know, we've got computers thrown in there, gadgets, cell phones. It's funny how those typewriters got us ready for all of it, so we'll have to put that on there. And there's others. But if we can look at a timeline within our subconscious, do you understand what I'm saying? And when we can understand evil for what it truly is, and how evil can have technology, and how they can plant us, criminals, orphans, and slaves, Roman soldiers, priests of Saturnalia, of Moloch, anyways, plant those individuals in so-called cities and then raise them. And what would be the fruits of those cities? That's where we are now. Is our whole thing. And listen, this is years of study coming out. And the way we're programmed, and you've been ingrained with pride. You've been ingrained, if you go to a university or a collegium, a college, and get a piece of paper, you're an expert with zero experience. Who cares if you go out and do some probation work? Damn, I'm speaking in secret society terms. If you go out and do some internship, that's what you're doing. You're on probation. You're actually, because you're in an alumni. You graduate, yeah, and you're an alumni from that university or college, collegium. So alumni, Illuminati. The word alumni, the root goes to Illuminati. And that's what it is. And it's the Brotherhood of Saturnia. When you graduate, you wear a black cap and gown, mortarboard square, town square, New York Square, Vatican Square, Saturn. That's what it is. Black robe. If it's red, it's Mars, which is war, which is even worse. So when we're looking at this, it's bad. So when we're looking at seeds and roots, and we're looking at the fruits of what is produced, then we can get a better understanding. But we can't when through this whole timeline, we'll say 1900 to 2022, just that little bit. You know, you think about all this. You think about everything, you know, CDs, tapes, you know, records, and I ain't going through there. We could take time and be like, there it is, but nobody would see it. There ain't no sense in doing it, because I can just throw it out there. You put it in your head. If you can break through all the world and lay it out, and you'll see how evil people planted seeds. And if we follow it all the way back to the beginning, it is a reset, and it truthfully is. But anyways, what we're going to do is the world that we're in right now, from what we know, but from what I've read, it's like, listen, the only reason that material is out is because it's allowed to be out. Do you understand that? The only reason that certain things would be able, at our disposal, so to speak, is because it's allowed to. So there's a reason why that there's literature out here, okay? And what we're going to do is just draw the name right here, okay? And most people have never heard of that at all. And supposedly, like the French Parliament a long time ago, you know, there were people that stopped them supposedly. But see, the part we're not going to really get, or I might maybe not have read yet, but I don't think I'm going to get to, is how it's straight up the brotherhood of Saturnian Moloch worship. Like Blavatsky says in her book, talking about being child burners. Because see, you got to understand something. You know, the witch trials that you're ingrained with. We need to go back to those days. Listen. Okay, these individuals took most confessions in private. You understand that? And most of the individuals put on trial were the ones where the property was in question, or they would not go along with the Catholicism. They would stay Protestant. So that's a problem because of mine. We've got to change it. So, when you rewrite history, you can say whatever you want. Here, all you have to do is say Google, and it will tell you the absolute truth about anything you want to know. Here, go play around. Go kick a ball. Go eat sugar all day long. And it's a trick. It's a trap. But they had gathered the French Parliament. You know, it's French. Yeah. So they had gathered information. You know, and then wrote some about it. Because there is these individuals on record. This is going back to like late 1500s, early 1600s. It's a long time ago. And you have to understand something. They made us really stupid. They didn't allow us. And whenever they wanted to reset anywhere, just like a button, they would. They could build stone structures, magnetic structures, big high-rise buildings, you know, that had free power and electricity and all this other shit, running water, all of it. And they truly did. But see, they were controlled, and they had a monetary system wherever it would be. And whenever it was time to get rid of them, they'd get rid of them. And then the last time they did the world's fairs, so to speak, they brought in the criminals, orphans, and slaves, repopulated, had been doing that for centuries. But when you see the world's fairs photos and really study that with intense, like clear my mind out and study it, it will make you not only question everything, but you know, that's the one thing, once you see that, everything else is out the window. But these world's fairs, it'll blow your mind if you can study those. And like the London World Fair of 1851 that had like 280,000 glass window panes, or 180,000, it might have been 280, before the damn, and they show you two little bitty buildings, like that's where they made the hundreds of thousands of window panes. people like me that are smart, which I don't know how they did this, but they calculated it. If those produced 3 a day, then it was going to take so many years to do it. And then after that World's Fair, they moved it. Listen, 1851, Wild Wild West. It was called the Crystal Palace. You can Google it. And they moved it. And then eventually where they moved it, it burned down. They said the shit was so hot that the glass looked like fucking ocean waves coming over. And once it rehardened, like we tell you about melting stone and shit, people were grabbing it and taking off once you read about it and stuff. But the individuals, you know, gathering some information, and it was pretty strong, but still it's allowed out here. But this chapter, it talks about the institutes, and it talks about scholars, colleges. Yeah. The care with which the Jesuits concealed the book of their varying institute betrays their consciousness of the suspicious nature of its contents. Their crafty leader knew the value of obedience. And see, you don't understand these individuals. The obedience that you see on here is it's the repetitiveness. See, that's true obedience, Ignatius, to the Vatican, the vicar of Christ, so to speak. Which it ain't. Do you understand that? And I can't read all this, but there's certain things in here, you know, but they don't know, supposedly. Now, before, sure, it was reformed, the whole organization inside out to where it is now, you know, which I'm sure they still honor some of this, but they have people that don't know where they're going to go, and they might go somewhere and be poor as shit. Yeah, all as a disguise. Doesn't matter. Don't know if it's going to be a girl, boy, or a little young one raised by. They don't know. And everything possible that you can think of, they can have an excuse for it. It's where if somebody needs to be killed, yeah, or anything, or poisoned, and it can be justified under the name of the Father. But see, even what I've read, you know, here lately with these individuals and prior, there's something you're not allowing something out here, I can tell you that. And that's why you always win, because there's always confusion, you know, always. It says constitutions, it is true, were framed and confirmed for the government of his spiritual monarchy, but they were neither permanent nor definite. Damn it. I'm not going into this shit. Listen, they're trained from birth. The colleges, the collegium, the universities. Okay, like I said earlier. All right, and you're watching this, I ain't talking about what we did earlier because it's too fucking hard and I don't want to do it, and I'm just going to stay on this and we'll figure something out, and that's for somebody watching this that we went over. Okay? But listen, these individuals have been controlling these colleges. Okay? And if we can look at our timeline, even colleges prior, here's one founded, and it's going to be small, you know, considering how big the city is they're controlling, these Jesuits. And eventually it grows because everything around it is just lies. It's all lies. It's straight lies. And even in the big cities, the people on the outside really don't know how to farm or really know anything about the magnetic field, this free power, because we are the Goyim. We're considered on the outside of the temple, which is here. And, you know, and the ones at the top, because it's going to be a pyramid. That's what it's going to be. You know, when we look at all this timeline right here, I just want to say this, look. Not one of us learned anything about that. Listen, we're so dumb that even when somebody tells you, listen, next month on the 17th, the beginning of Saturnalia, and the Pope's birthday, and the thing for Chattanooga's wreath thing, we'll have 8 years. Yeah. And see, this, through all this, is how this came about. Yeah. And then these, you know, these. And then you fast forward through this timeline, and then what do you have? You've got these. They created a bunch of sick people, which has produced what? These. And of course, this is the opposite of that. This is the opposite of this. So generationally, now you're starting to understand how we've been destroying the anatomy. And that's how, like, if you're into the Bible, anything outside of God is an idol. So when you tell me that the TV and everything on it is real, I tell you that this is real. Then you get mad at me. And I tell you that everything outside of God is an idol. Everything. All of it. And until we can start narrowing down all our idols and identifying it for what it is, we'll always be lost. Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? When you tell me that's real, I'm telling you this is real. And that's not. That is the Roman Empire. That is Saturnian. Fuck you. We will murder you. And see, the fruits of this timeline of existence has created obedience. Just like it says in the fucking Jesuit handbook. Only you don't know you have been hypnotized into compliance and obedience the same way that they do their spiritual exercises. It is fucking crazy how they have you going in every night taking pills. Every night. And it's a prison. And you're just like, he's fucking crazy. You don't understand. Because, see, I can read all these things and these quotes, but I'm never going to see anything about true, dark art, black magic, sorcery. I can only get a vision of what they do and put pieces together, you know, because, listen, coward, they fight from the shadows. That's what coward spirits do, is fight from the fucking shadows. Okay? And they tell you in their movies. Batman especially. What's that other one? There's another one that just come out. You need to watch it. It's Mr. Something's Phone. It's on Netflix. This old man dies and then these people die around this boy. But there's things that are said in there that these people write and let you hear it. It's just a movie. He's crazy. And all this has been just family fun entertainment for the whole 1900s, 20th century. And so now what we're reaping are the fruits of being indoctrinated, you know, from a reset. We'll say in 1900. Because around here, before and here is when all these world fairs burned down. Cities burned down. Criminals, orphans, slaves, Roman soldiers, which is the SS Gestapo, fucking kill you. The brothers of Saturnian, priest of Moloch coming over here. Blavatsky said they sent Vatican 5,000 priests, paid them to come over here to America in the middle of 1800s. That's 5,000. Think about what they turned into by 1900. And then by 1950, those 5,000 from 100 years ago, what the fuck they turned into. And then fast forward to 72 years later, man, it's real! God almighty, Matt! Yeah, I know. Dude, these children, your own children, this is all they know. Take it away. Say, we're going to go outside and look. They will cuss you. And look, even in here, it talks about how the children could tell the authorities, the priest, the Baal of Moloch, which it's the Christians or Catholics, that their parents wasn't going along with Catholicism. They were heretics. And so just off a child's admission for not getting what they wanted, their parents would be burned at the stake. Do you not understand what I just said? They gave power to children. Kill them! Right! And what the fuck is going on with the school system in certain places? That same recipe. It's funny how Satan reintroduces shit over and over and over. And see, in the cities, y'all are screwed. Because you ain't never even fucking been anywhere outside, basically. You ain't never looked up. Ever looked up. Walked down a trail, slept in a sleeping bag, seen a campfire, nothing. Your whole world is that shit. It's not real. None of it. None of it could exist without this bullshit. This is garbage. This is fucking garbage is what this is. It's garbage. Look at what it's done. The fruits of what just these have done in the past 5 years. And nobody can see it. The society you live in cannot get worse. The only thing left coming is flames. Everybody's rolling into these fast food places, wondering why they're getting sick. Never fucking drinking water. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. This is insane. Taking pills, your liver and kidneys are fucked because of all of everything you consume. But since they don't talk about it on the TV, because these are the brands, these are the slave owners. Brands. They don't brand us with a fucking iron anymore. We just wear their brands. Columbia. Yeah, that's the Columni family. Christopher Columbus, even if he fucking existed. CC though, 33. It's dumb as shit once you really see it for what it is. Because then you're like, these fucking people, they come through this whole life, live a lie. But it's for a real cause to them. So that's how serious that they take it. So when you fucking finally wake up, it'll scare you. But then you gotta say, fuck it, I don't never die! Even though now that's what they're telling you. We can't live forever. Bullshit. I got a seat waiting on me. Actually, I'll be on the front line, waiting to fight. Yeah, going, I told you I wasn't gonna stop! But the Virginia shit, is none of it. They've taught space in those fucking things. But in your reality, which is not real, you think water bends. It can't fucking bend. You're crazy. That's how big the lie and the motherfuckers are that know. Everywhere you look is lies and propaganda. All of it. Dictatorship already. You just don't know it. All the black organizations, NAACP and civil rights and all this, whatever, those individuals, and you can watch black men on YouTube and they'll tell you, those were the head slave master individuals who controlled the lesser slaves, I guess, or whatever, chattel. But they're the ones, when it was time, that said, we're going to help you create a society or an organization, and it's going to look like that you created it, but we fucking control it. Okay? It's just like in all these series. It shows all these people being gay in the 1800s and, you know, all this shit and mixed couples and, listen, racism, not much racism, and listen to me. You couldn't fucking, they would lock you up for being gay. But now it's like, no, man, they do it. Listen, the same fucking Vatican Illuminati that has killed motherfuckers left and right is the ones who created all of this. And they're killing us with all of the toxins and poisons that we have consumed from day one of a reset. Way back. There's nothing left coming. Nothing. It is insane. You never learned how to build stone structures, then that way you wouldn't be able to see how they blew the fuck up out of every castle and shit that we used to build, because we knew them sons of bitches were going to get a hold of that technology sooner or later, and they did. I gotta go. I love you. But listen, this is all a master plan right here. Keep this away, and then all this comes right here. Hey, it's crazy. Listen, you've never had what you're made of. On purpose. On purpose. They literally created the cities with poisons and billboards everywhere. And then here we are. And then the dummies out in the fucking countries, they didn't allow them to have any education to really farm and to fucking know the magnetic field. So they knew their offspring would be like, I'm moving to the city, get me some poutine, yeah. And that's it. You're Satan created. And then everybody's morphed into it. Bam! There we are. They cannot look up. Think about it. How long they've forced us to look down by all this. And the stars push all that shit. I love you.